or not on, however
It
you
is.
choose.
You're on.
It is.
Literally.
It's on.
This is an open meeting under section 19.81 to 19.98 of the Wisconsin State Statutes. You guys have last month's meeting minutes. Any need for correction? Hearing none, I'd look for a motion to approve them.
So moved.
Motion by Scott, second by Joel. All in favor of approval, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Those minutes are approved. Monthly staff reports.
Numbers are down in preschool, adult sports and activities. That's mainly due to less offerings from a year ago. And our silver sneakers were also down a couple hundred from the previous year.
Any specific questions on the reports, guys? All right, any communication and correspondence? We have something from Festival Foods.
Yes, I've been in contact with Festival Foods about the fireworks show. They actually contacted me. Festival Foods has reached out, and again, they want to sponsor not only this year's 4th of July fireworks show, but I want to do a 2-year agreement to nail down 2026 already. And then in addition to that, they've been donating $15,000 for our shows. They're going to add an additional $2,500. So their total sponsorship for the upcoming shows would be $17,500 apiece. So we've made an agreement with Festival Foods to sponsor the 4th of July fireworks for 2025 and 2026.
Excellent. Thank you, Festival Foods.
Yes.
All right, and something from Joint One.
Not as good news. Staff was notified by the Hartford Joint One's Board of Education that it has voted to not renew their contract for renting room 203 at the Hartford Rec Center. They've traditionally, for I want to say last 10, 12 years, rented space from us. Though we are disappointed to lose them as a partner. We do understand the financial ramifications to their budget and how this helps them out. Joint One has been a longstanding community partner, and having the 4K program in our building was beneficial to us. It helped out our programs, helped out our department, and then during our building tour a little later, we'll discuss some plans that we have for that space. And how that'll be affected by this, namely.
All right. No appearances or public comments, no old business. New business administration, we have the 2025 CIPs.
Yes, so traditionally at this meeting, we've gone over the 2025 CIP projects. In your packet, you'll find a list of CIP projects for this year, including 2 carry-forward projects from previous years that remain unfinished, one of which is the West Side Park dugouts. Another is the Homestead Park developments. As far as the dugouts, I'll have an update for you on that when we go through the parks section here of our meeting. Then as far as the Homestead Park developments, I am meeting with the Borland Farms HOA at the end of the month, where we'll discuss next steps that we have and gather their opinions for what we have going on with that project. Then as far as what is new for 2025, going off the list that's in your packet, the Rubicon River Trail, North Wacker to Liberty. This year, we had budgeted $8,000 for engineering costs for grant applications and develop a plan. When I discussed this number with MSA, they let me know for a project this size as we walked through the project that we were under budget quite a bit for that. So we're going to table that for a year, add the proper amount, but I've established that line of communication, which I previously hadn't. And this is for construction of approximately 2,600 feet of trail from North Wacker to Libby Lagoon and west to Liberty Drive. And again, this was for the engineering and planning portions and help with the grant application as well. Woodlawn Park Service Road repair. Again, the service road that runs into the park, we've budgeted $35,000 for that this year for a new layer of asphalt to be added over the existing layer. Of course, The pickleball courts, where we have budgeted $160,000, that is currently out for bid for Phase 1, which is to install 4 courts and netting systems for this summer. We did have, I did include as an alternate bid, the 2 additional courts right away, just with the donation support the department has received. I'm somewhat confident we'd be able to get all 6 courts in, which would also be financially beneficial rather than bringing someone back to do the work again. So if we can get all 6 courts constructed right away, that's the route we will go. Again, it's just courts and net systems, no seating area, no fencing. That would still remain part of a second phase. I am coming across grant opportunities for the seating area to help pay for that. If I can get those are mainly 50-50 matching grants. If we can get that going, we will this year as well, which would be ahead of schedule. The VMAC paint and joint repair, again, you've already seen that bid come through here. We did not make budget with that. We had to grab extra funds, but we are scheduled with, I forget the company's name. SIDS. SID Sealants. Thank you, Brian. Our contract to do that work for us prior to the season starting. The rec center, I should see pool. It says pool. How about that? Steve would give me a point for that if it was his meeting. Luckily, it's not. Mechanical room crack repair. Again, you've seen that already as well. That work will happen at the end of this month. Basement repair specialist will be doing that, not basement floor repair. Inside joke between Sarah and I. And then, of course, the VMAX slide painting project, that's the exterior. Again, we've already contracted out that work. We did as soon as the budget was approved in November. Safe Slides, who's been doing various work for us, will be coming out to do that work prior to the season to repaint the exterior of the body and tube slides at VMAC.
Any questions on the CIP projects for Randy or staff?
Randy, where are we at with fundraising for pickleball?
Right now, overall, Sarah, help me with my number. I know I just did my, I want to say we have broken 100,000. I want to say we're about 125, somewhere in that range, give or take 5 or 10,000. So that, along with the 80,000 we budgeted from our park funds, none of it being tax dollars, so we'd come close to the, off the top of my head, the 225,000 we would take, and taking a lead from Alderperson Kohler. You know, if we're short by 10, 20,000, we can find those funds to get that work done right away.
Good.
Any other questions for staff? All right, we are going to table 7A2, and we're going to save that for right before commission requests. So that's the Park Center tour. So we're going to move on to 7B and rec programs, and first up is Stuck at the Movies.
So this coming Monday, we have our Stuck at the Movies event. It is for middle schoolers all around the area, not just in Hartford, but everywhere. We currently, when I looked earlier today, we had 8 signed up pre-registered. That sounds like a low number, but when I checked yesterday, it was at 1. So it sounds like us telling everyone what the movies are has already kind of spurred the interest a little bit. We'll be showing Green and Gold, Dogman, Paddington in Peru, and Captain America: Brave New World. Kids will be able to see 2 out of those 4 movies. We'll provide lunch. They'll have a free popcorn, free soda, and then concessions will also be open at Schubert's. So they'll be able to come and have a good time on their day off.
Cool deal, and tell us about the Princess Camp.
On Saturday, we have a full princess camp. The kids get to come and be princesses for the day. Our preschool teacher, Amanda, is running it. It's actually one of her favorite camps to run, so she is very excited. There'll be able to spend the whole morning being princesses.
All right, adult and youth sports, let's talk about youth ball registration.
So it officially began on February 3rd, so last week Monday. With it only being open a week and a half, we have pretty good numbers. I looked at them compared to last year, actually on the same date. We are just about the same amount. For 560, we are exactly the same at 29 each, so we're on a good route there. And then actually our 9/11 is a little higher than it was last year for fast pitch. Registration is open until March 3rd. We are doing a little bit more of a push on social media as well this year compared to past years, just to try to get numbers up for all of the levels, especially for the softball that's been kind of dropping over the last couple of years.
All right, and Saturday sports, we have Pee Wee soccer.
We currently have 11 signed up for Pee Wee Soccer. It is our second session this winter, spring, and we still have plenty of room for everyone. We can go up to 20, so we can definitely have more come along and join us for that.
Pee Wee basketball,
For that, we have 15 signed up. We also can take up to 20 on that one right now. So there's plenty of space left, and the kids get to learn the basics pretty early on for that one.
and youth basketball, some older kids.
This one is actually almost full. We have 17. Hopefully they're coming off of junior basketball league and either seeing their older siblings or even have participated themselves, and they can kind of continue with their basketball building skills.
Thanks, Melanie. Moving on to aquatics, we have applications being accepted at VMAC.
Yeah, so applications for all positions at the VMAC have already started coming in, especially for our admissions and concessions positions. Interviews for those attendant positions are gonna take place in early April, so I'm contacting all the applicants, letting them know that. However, any swim instructors or lifeguards that apply, I'll be interviewing right away, so that way they can attend our trainings. And if they're interested in swim instructing, go through the certification course so that they can be a part of our staff come summertime. So, numbers are already looking good initially, and hopefully we have the same numbers as the past few years, so.
All right, we have some things happening at the Hartford Family Aquatic Center, sponsored by the Lutz Family Foundation.
Yeah, so for swim lessons, tonight's the halfway point for session 1 of our winter spring lessons. And our second session will start on March 17th and go through May 17th. The majority of our classes for that second session are already full, but there are still quite a few openings in our higher level classes, beginner and above. So hopefully those will be filled out by the start of that session.
And tell us about the special swims you have coming up.
The first one's our Sweetheart Special, which is actually tomorrow during open swim from 3:30 to 5:15. This special just gives a chance for guests to celebrate Valentine's Day with a buy one, get one free admissions deal. We're looking forward to welcoming both new and returning guests to our pool tomorrow.
All right. In parks, we have staff report on park project.
So yes, monthly tasks, we've been tackling a lot of work on the ice rinks and tree trimming. That's been really the name of the game for us. Staff created, this is kind of the ice rink report all in one here too. Created stairs for the mill pond that are dual purpose, wide and rubberized so that skaters can safely get onto the ice. And then it also doubles as a stairway for maintenance to get equipment out onto it, namely the gator they've been utilizing for either shaving the ice or sweeping it off. Crew has put in a lot of time and work at Willowbrook Park. So if you want to notice and look along the river bed line, almost all the way through the park behind the tennis courts, they've been clearing out brush and trees. They've been at it, gosh, probably for almost more than 2 weeks, according to Brian. So it looks really nice. You don't notice it right now because the middle of the winter, it's cold. But make sure you give it a look next time you're driving down 60. Other than that, a little bit of snow and ice removal. Burials have been down. That'll lead into the West Side Park dugouts here too. Steph demoed the dugouts. I inserted pictures in your packets so you can see where the dugouts used to be. Engineering has marked out the size of the new ones. Whitey Wagner has been hired, contracted to do the concrete work for the city. So we'll be in touch with him. And I know HUHS has been purchasing benches for us, so thank you for that, Hartford Union. As far as timeline, again, it's weather dependent. And if Scott knows off the top of his head, he can correct me if I'm wrong. JV begins playing, I want to say almost as early as April 1st with games there. And last I looked, varsity doesn't play a home game until about the 14th, if I remember that correctly. But I know that schedule's probably fluent. What changes, again, our goal would be the first. If we can't get this constructed in time for the first, we will set up something temporary obviously for the players to sit, some kind of fencing and netting to protect them as well, to make sure that's happening. So, Brian, anything else I'm missing on? Okay.
Anything to add, Scott?
No, we're happy to help out, and we're happy it's going to be done.
All right. Thanks for the aquatics report, by the way, Zach. Thank you. All right, at this time, we're going to recess for our rec center tour, and we'll go from there. Thank you, everyone.